this example, we're going to install OpenRail onto a piece of 20 by 80 millimeter extrusion. There's two ways you can install OpenRail. You can install it on the edges, like this, and create a wide gantry for stability, or you can actually go end for end, overlapping it like this, to create a single gantry rail that you could mount either on the end of a piece of extrusion like this, or on a single extrusion like you see here. For our build, we're going to install OpenRail onto the outside edges. There's a couple ways that you can do this. You could insert the T-nuts first, or you could put the screws onto the rail and then insert the T-nuts by sliding the rail on. So for the first way, we're going to get the T-nut and make sure that the flange is facing down. We're just going to slide them into the ends, and depending on how long your rail is, you need to count how many holes you have in the rail. That's how many T-nuts you're going to need. And here's 20, the last one. You're also going to want an Allen key. Okay, so once again, I'm going to install the OpenRail system onto this piece of extrusion. I have 20 T-nuts per side already installed in the T-slot. Now I'm going to lay the track up here, get an idea of where the alignment should be. Just taking my Allen wrench and lining up the holes with the existing 20 holes on the rail. Once they're aligned, you can take your rail, set it in place, line up the holes, put the screws in by hand, let them fall into the hole of the T-slot, into the T-nut, and you can move the rail back and forth and kind of align it as you go. And then work your way down, pressing the rail against the extrusion with your thumb. We'll come back and tighten it up afterward. Okay, now we can go back and give it a little extra turn. No need to over tighten these. That looks good. I'll do the same thing on this side. Take my rail, line up the holes, put our rail in place, our screws in, okay, so once the rail's in, you can go back through and you can snug these, remembering to squeeze the rail against the extrusion. Go back through and tighten them down. Alright, so in a matter of minutes we were able to create two very strong linear rail guides for any CNC machine application. Hope this helps.